There is an abandoned railway line that runs through the northern marshlands not far from Sumy. The tracks are rusted now, half swallowed by reeds and black water. No trains have passed there in decades. At least, none that are scheduled. The villagers say the line was closed after an accident in the late 1940s. Official records speak of flooding, unstable ground, structural collapse. But older people speak of something else. They say a train arrived one night that was not on the timetable. And it never left. I first heard about it from my grandfather. He had worked at the small station that once stood at the edge of the marsh. A single platform. A wooden bench. A signal post that barely functioned even in its best days. Never stay near the tracks after midnight, he used to tell me. If you hear a whistle, hide. I thought it was just another village superstition meant to scare children away from dangerous places. Until the night I heard it myself. It was late November. The marsh was frozen in thin layers, brittle ice cracking under the weight of reeds. The sky was clear and starless, the kind of sky that feels empty rather than vast. I was walking home from a friend's house when I decided to take the old railway shortcut. Halfway across the rotting wooden sleepers, I heard something impossible. A distant metallic rhythm. Clack. 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 The sound of wheels on tracks. But the rails were broken. Twisted. Disconnected. The sound grew louder. Closer. And then I saw light in the fog ahead. A single yellow beam cutting through the marsh. A train was coming. On dead tracks. I stood frozen as the beam intensified. The fog thickened unnaturally, swallowing the marsh behind me. The reeds bent inward, as if pulled by an unseen wind. The sound of the train did not match its speed. It seemed slow. Gliding. Yet the rhythm of its wheels was frantic, uneven. When it emerged fully from the fog, my breath stopped. The locomotive was old, steam-powered, black metal streaked with rust and something darker. The windows were lit from within by a pale, flickering glow. But no steam rose from it. No smoke. No heat. It slid to a stop in front of me without disturbing a single reed. The doors of the first carriage creaked open. No conductor stepped out. No passengers disembarked. Instead, I saw silhouettes sitting inside. Perfectly still. Facing forward. Their heads tilted slightly downward, as if asleep. The door nearest to me remained open. Waiting. I knew I should run. I knew I should not move. But then I heard something from inside the carriage. My name. Whispered. Soft. Inviting. The whisper did not echo. It settled into my thoughts like a memory. I stepped closer before I realized I was moving. The metal step beneath the carriage was cold as stone. The interior smelled faintly of damp wool and coal dust. The seats were wooden. Polished by age. Empty, though I had clearly seen silhouettes moments before. Or had I? The lights flickered overhead. I turned to look back at the marsh. The platform was gone. The reeds were gone. Beyond the window, there was only darkness. The door shut behind me without sound. The train began to move. Not forward. Sideways. The landscape outside shifted unnaturally, like torn photographs sliding over each other. Forests appeared where marsh had been. Snow-covered fields. A burning village in the distance. And then. Faces pressed against the glass from the outside. Pale. Expressionless. They were not inside the train. They were outside it. Watching it pass. Watching me. The carriage temperature dropped rapidly. Frost crept along the window edges. The lights dimmed to a deep amber glow. A figure appeared in the seat across from me. Not entering. Not walking. Simply present. An old conductor's uniform hung loosely on its frame. The hat sat low over a face I could not clearly see. "Ticket," it said. Its voice sounded like metal scraping metal. "I don't have one," I answered automatically. "Everyone who boards has a ticket." It extended a hand. In its palm lay a small rectangular card. My name was written on it. And beneath it, a date. Tomorrow's date. "This train only stops once," the conductor said. "Where?" I asked. It tilted its head. "At the place you would have arrived." The train began slowing. Outside the window, I saw something horrifying. My village, but older. Dilapidated. Empty. Graves where houses should be. Smoke rising from nothing. The train screeched, though no friction marked the rails. It stopped. The door beside me opened. Cold air flooded the carriage. Beyond the threshold stood my house. Collapsed. Overgrown. As if decades had passed. "This is your stop," the conductor said. "I'm not dead," I whispered. It leaned closer. "Not yet." The ticket in its hand burned with faint light. I realized something then. This train did not carry the dead. It carried possibilities. All the lives that could have ended. All the moments where fate might have shifted. The accident in the 1940s had not destroyed the line. It had opened it. And once a year, the train returned. Collecting those who stepped aboard. I stepped backward. The conductor's form flickered. The marsh appeared faintly behind it. "You heard the whistle," it said. "That means you were invited." The whistle blew again. Long, mournful. The sound vibrated through my bones. I looked past the conductor and saw more doors opening along the train. Other figures stepping out, not into death, but into altered versions of their lives. Some into better futures. Some into ruins. The train did not choose. It offered. My name glowed brighter on the ticket. The date shifted. Changed. Flickered. I understood. If I stepped off, I would leave behind the fragile thread of reality I knew. The war. The marsh. The broken rails. Everything would be rewritten. Or erased. I took one final step backward, off the carriage. Into the marsh. The door slammed shut. The train began to move again, dissolving into fog as if swallowed by the earth. The tracks beneath my feet were broken once more. Silent. Dead. No light. No whistle. The marsh returned to its frozen stillness. The next morning, I found something in my coat pocket. A small rectangular card. Blank. But warm. The old railway near Sumy remains abandoned. Yet every November, when the fog is thickest, some villagers claim they hear a whistle in the distance. And if you ever hear metal wheels moving across broken tracks, do not follow the sound. Because the last train from the marshes always stops once. And it always remembers. Who heard it?